Revelation 2543. From the 9th of November 1942. Gift of Foresight. God's intervention. The living connection with God will never earn the human being untruth, and therefore every utterance of the Divine Spirit can be believed. The gift of foresight is now likewise an expression of the Divine Spirit, thus these must also be evaluated as truth. The more intimate the connection with God is established, the clearer man will be able to predict the events of the future, and he himself will have no doubt that these predictions will come true. God's plan has been fixed since eternity, and every event is the result of people's right or wrongly applied will. And that is why the things of the future are also clearly visible to the spirit in the human being, and it is able to announce them to the human being through the soul if it has been instructed to do so by God. Both the dream and the inner voice come to the human being's consciousness so that he can communicate the event to his fellow human beings. But only a few people see in it an announcement of the coming event. And the foresighted person will rarely be recognized, thus his announcements will be believed. He wants to point this out to people so that they can prepare themselves, so that the events do not surprise them. He wants to give them the opportunity to arrange their lives so that they can surrender them at any time if it is God's will. And thus he presents the possibility of an end to them so that they will seriously start the work on their soul. This is the purpose of the announcements. Thus only love for people determines God to announce through a willing person what his wisdom has decided since eternity. And thus he announces to them that he will intervene in the chaos of desolation within a short period of time, that he will take care of people who are on the brink of destruction, who will be severely afflicted by human will and who consider their end to have come. And God will prove to the world that his will is stronger, that he can render people's will ineffective, and that he will intervene if humanity is in danger of completely succumbing to demonic influence. He will reveal himself because they no longer pay attention to him, and therefore he announces himself to humanity in advance so that they will recognize him. And this time is no longer far away. The wrestling of nations is approaching its end, but in a different way than people expect. For God's will is decisive, and his intervention will end the battle which takes on ever more destructive forms and therefore requires God's intervention. Amen.